Alright guys, welcome back to a new One Piece chapter reaction. Um new I don't know. Chapter for this the One Piece reaction from me, AminLuffy, chapter 1123. Uh we are approaching I think 2 years now of having done One Piece reaction. Maybe wait, is it 2 years or 3 years? Wait. Oh, it might be 3 years, you know? How long have we been doing One Piece reactions? 'Cause, I mean I guess when did Chapter 1000 come out? Wasn't that 2020? And I know for a fact I did the reaction for that chapter, but I know I didn't start doing weekly reading reactions with you all until chapter 11. No, not 11, but 10, 1020 something. I don't know, 1025 or 1024. I don't know, somewhere 1030 maybe even. Um, so I think we have been doing this for almost 3 years now. And definitely 4 years since chapter, more than 4 years, 4.5 years since chapter 1000 came out, which I know I did the video for that, which is kind of wild to me that it's been, oh, for one thing, it's been 4 years since chapter 1000 came out, because I remember it vividly. Also, that it's been several years since episode that 1000 came out, because I remember vividly when that happened. Even crazier that I've been caught up to the One Piece manga for like 13 years now. So the time span that I've been doing these reactions on YouTube are nowhere near. It doesn't even come close to matching the amount of time that I've been reading One Piece in general and experiencing One Piece in general. So yeah, but my room currently is extremely dark because light. But for some reason, my light bulb or the light isn't working. I don't know if it's the light bulb that's at fault, or whether it's the some problem with the electrical circuit. I don't really know what's going on. So yeah, my light hasn't been working for the last 3 days, and it was malfunctioning before then too. So it's extremely dark right now. I typically, obviously, when it's fine when I sleep because when I sleep I don't really have the light on. Not fine in moments like these, or not as fun. I mean, I can still read the chapter when I'm trying to read One Piece and the light isn't working, and so the room is extremely dark right now. You can imagine me sitting in front of my like monitor and PlayStation to record this video in Rocket League, and the screen from the monitor is the only light I get. And by the way, there's uh, um and obviously my phone, right? My phone light exists too, I guess. I do have a small study light, but it's really small. Doesn't actually light up the room. Like one of those like small, so the Pixar light like that. Pixar like that, and it's like really small, just like for like studying. That I don't actually use at all, even when I study. Mostly because the light from the room is sufficient most of the time, and also because uh, 99% of my studying time is not at home. I study for the most part in university, on campus. So, and at times I'll be on campus basically all day to study, or for a large portion of the day. So that by the time I get home, the only things I need to really do at home is not study. It's cook food and eat, or record these videos, or do something else in my free time when I'm at home, or I guess during the weekends. Well, there's not as heavy schoolwork or university work. I'll do something else. But what's my point with all this? Um, that it feels kind of weird recording this chapter like this because it's like the room isn't very visible. But at least I can see my phone where I read the chapter, and I have my monitor in front of me where I have Rocket League open, and uh, we are reading this chapter. Now let's get to One Piece. We are reading this chapter on the official Manga Plus site. So this reaction should come out tomorrow. I'll upload it tomorrow in the morning, actually. So I mean, actually, if I put it tomorrow in the morning, that it would come out like midday for for any Asians or anyone in living in Asia, I should say, and it will come out during the early hours of the morning, so like 3 a.m. or whatever, for any Americans or people living in America. Yeah, in the Americas in general, because that's how time frame works. Yeah, there you go. Good job, I mean. So basically, if you're European, at least it'll come out in the morning. Let's see, I might upload like 9, 10 a.m., which means if you're living in, I don't know, Korea or something, it'll come out like 8 p.m. Or actually, I had a viewer that was from he or she's, I don't know their gender. They said they were from, no, it wasn't, it was, they were from, oh, I don't actually wanna say which country because I'm scared of saying it wrong and offending that viewer. So I'm not too sure. I want to say it's like a one of it's one of the Southeast Asian countries. I had someone at least comment that they were from there. So for them it might come out at 8 p.m. or whatever. They did say it comes out late at night for them, or like late. You know what I mean? Because when they were a Mineko viewer, and I know that when I recorded my Mineko videos and uploaded them, I typically upload them in the afternoon in European time, my time. But because there's so many hours ahead of me, because they live in Southeast Asia, the video would get uploaded at like 2, 3 a.m. in the morning, and they still reply to or put a comment under my video like, right after the video comes out a lot of times, or we pretty not long after the videos come out. So I'm like, okay, so this person's awake at like 2, 3 a.m. then, if that's what they're telling me, right? I don't wanna say which country. I'm not too sure, but it's Southeast Asian country. I know that much. I'm not and I don't want to offend them, but yeah. At least for me, it makes more sense to be asleep at that time and then watch the video in the morning or something like that. But anyway, I've been babbling on for a lot. Here we are in chapter 1123. The chapter I'm reading this officially on Manga Plus because I had the time to read it a few days ago when it came out unofficially, but I've kind of my mindset for some reason my mind has been on other things, right? Recently, and not One Piece, like at the moment, right? I've also been kind of thinking about like my mind's a lot of my mind has been on the start of university, and I have some plans. Let's see, like some exchange. Yeah, I'm planning to maybe do an exchange semester or something. I plan. There's like several things I have to deal with now to start the semester because I'm starting next week, which is tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow I'm starting. I'm gonna go to university, so it's gonna be so because of that, my mind's been on other things and not on One Piece. Even though I had the time 2 days ago to read One Piece, it's not like that kept me busy in the sense that I didn't have time. It kept me busy in the sense that my mind was was focused on that rather than on One Piece, even though my mind is a lot of times focused on One Piece regardless. But I remember today I was like, right, this new One Piece chapter came out like 2 days ago, and another thing, it has been 2 weeks. So that's another thing you have to remember that when it's been 2 weeks since the last One Piece chapter, my mind a lot of times goes, all right, 2 weeks is a long time from now. I'm not gonna focus on reading the new chapter, right, because it's gonna be so long from now. And the time comes like, whoa, 2 weeks went by really fast. Okay, I have to actually read the chapter now. Uh, so, which is actually really funny because the chapter is called "The Void Fortnight," and Fortnite is 2 weeks. So that's kind of funny that I mentioned that it's been 2 weeks. Fortnite is also a video game, but we're talking about Fortnite as in like Night, as in nighttime. When the sun's down and it's all dark. That's the night we're talking about. Fortnite, not Nite, which is the video game. Um, I've been babbling on for quite a lot. We're supposed to be in One Piece chapter, so you know what? Let's recap the previous chapter. I say recap, but I'll just quickly go through what I remember from it. Right. So the Gorosei are finally back, or they've teleported themselves back to to Marijoa, following the knot that Emet used to to use Conqueror's Hockey that was stored in there. The Wi-Fi hockey stored in there by Joy Boy from probably 8 centuries ago. Stored in there, and he was told to use it when the time was right. And Emmett used it to save Luffy because he got Joy Boy vibes from him, or he heard the sound of liberation from him. So he's like, all right, let's use it. help out Luffy, and it did help him out because it seemed like the girls say got affected by it, and they did teleport back along with we saw the first person that was blown up by Luffy and Bonnie. The first girl say he was already sitting there, he was already waiting for the others. I believe that was the Itzumade that was blown off, right? That dude. Um, so yeah, and then after she did that whole thing, we got a little bit of that flashback with Emet and Joy Boy, and we got to see the silhouette of Joby for the first time, indicating that according to a lot of people, based off Emet's size, that Joby is not actually a giant, which I never thought he was to begin with. I thought, if anything, he's probably the same size as Luffy and Roger are. I mean, I guess Roger might be bigger than. Like, isn't Roger pretty big, to be honest, compared to a normal human being? I mean, Luffy's like average height, or even maybe a little bit low average height for the average male, right? I think he might be average height for the average male. At least for the average Japanese male, he's probably average height. So he's like an average dude, right? Like at least body size wise, and even body type, right? Like he's got muscle. He's kind of, he's ripped, which makes sense, especially if he's in Wano. Maybe not in the early part of the story, but in Wano, bro got ripped, which makes sense for someone like Luffy who is basically working out to death every single day, right? Like he's pushing his body through the extreme limits every day in the new world, bro. It hasn't been only like a few weeks or a few months in the new world, and have you seen the type of things they've been through? All the fights, that's some extreme exercise, cardio, weightlifting. None of that comes close to what Luffy's been doing. He's going crazy. So it makes sense that his body's jacked now. Same, I mean, Zoro exercises regardless, so it makes sense. But yeah, he seen on the ship lifting weights, so it makes sense that Zoro's more jacked than Luffy is. But um, but yeah, what I'm saying is, but regardless of Luffy being jacked, that is still a normal body type for someone to be having, right? Like any guy can get that Luffy body type, that Jack body type, if they exercise like he did, right? So, or at least if they, yeah, you know what I mean? If they go through the physical, um, let's go with hardships that he goes through, you'll likely get that jacked, right? Even though he eats a lot, but I feel like if anything that should help you, right? Because that'll help you build your muscles. So if anything, eating a lot is good. That's a good thing. And he's made of rubber. That's another explanation for why his metabolism is crazy fast. So he can eat as much as a truck and still be fine. Um. So. Oh my God. So. The chapter's called "The Void Fortnite." Let's get into it. Okay, here we have the cover. Okay. I see Yamato. So yeah, now Yamato's hanging out with these kids who are, I don't know who they are, but they're just kids there. But she's also with Denjiro, and they seem to be eating Oden. At least that looks like Oden. I'm not 100%. I'm not 100% familiar with Japanese food like that. But it makes sense that it is Oden, considering Oden, Wano country, makes sense. And I don't know who the kids are. Let's read the description. Ogre Child Yamato's Golden Harvest Surrogate Pilgrimage, Volume 11. Sentenced to eat Odin with the person they hate. All right, these are the kids that hated her. Okay, and it is Odin, like I said, or like I thought. Okay, both. Okay, cool. And the Denjo's there too, because he helped her out and was convincing the kids that she's not a bad person, right? That was what's going on there, right? Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Let's get to the chapter. Come in, Egghead. Whose ship is that? Who's that ship? Is that the Elbaf ship? I guess it is the Elbaf ship. Okay, so the Elbaf ship is leaving. Where's the... Oh, that's behind it on the right is, I guess, the Thousand Sunny. Okay, okay, okay. These are the marine ships. What's happening? Oh, yeah, they all got caught by the Conqueror's Hockey, by the Wi-Fi Hockey. Hey, wake up. The Strats are escaping, says, the Seraphim, I guess. So the Seraphim can talk, by the way? Because this is clearly S-Snake talking. And is Esnik not affected by the hockey? I guess she's strong enough to withstand it. Hmm. And they can talk. This is the first time they've. I mean, we've heard some talking from Esnik before, but not like a proper sentence like this. Hey, wake up! The Strutter is escaping. That's a lot for a Seraphim to say. So they have some capability of communication. Okay, okay. Oh, even the Vice Admirals are getting knocked out. That's dull. Even she's getting knocked out by the Wi-Fi hockey. Your Joy Boy hockey is that strong? They can knock out Vice Admirals. These are Vice Admirals, bro. Like, remember, these are people who supposedly are at the same tier as Garp, Monkey D. Garp. Now, obviously, it's unfair to compare Monkey D. Garp to these law because Monkey D. Garp, for all intents and purposes, is a fleet admiral. He will not get knocked out by this hockey. We all know this, but you get the point. Like, these are vice admirals, right? These are not rear admirals. These are not some navy branch captains. These are vice admirals. Like, these are up there. These are candidates, or some of them at least are candidates to become admiral in the future, right? Like, these are big deal to get knocked out by hockey. That means your hockey's got to be strong. Taking out marine fodder is whatever. Taking out a vice admiral like Doll, okay. But Esnik's still holding up. I wonder if that's because Esnik has a stronger will, or is stronger, or is it because she's a Seraphim? Seraphim are immune to Wi-Fi hockey, or hockey in general. I don't know. Okay. This is giant. Whoa, it's true. They're all knocked out, captains. No kidding. Was that even stronger than Red Hair's? Ooh! Stronger than Shanks! Yo, power scalers, get to it, get to it. Clock it, clock it, clock it. There was no hostility to it. Haha! Thank you, giant robot! Screams Lucky at Emat. Emat, I feel like he's happy. I feel like Emat's happy about what he's done. Hee hee hee, says Lucky. Alright. Was that even stronger than Red Hair's though? And Dorian Brogan have experienced Red Hair's why am I saying Red Hair? Shanks. They've experienced Shanks's hockey like recently, up close and personal. So they know how his hockey's like, and they're like, whoa, that's me stronger than Red Hair, you know. At least Dory's saying it. Dory's saying I'm stronger than Red Hair. That you know that's a power scaling feat right there. We know Shanks is one of the best hockey users ever, right? Like he's been hyped up as the hockey man, right? The hockey user. So it's like if Shanks, let's say, has top three strongest hockey out of the people who are currently alive in the series. I mean, I feel like a lot of people would agree with that. I don't know, but he's high up there. He's in the top tiers. Jorbo is even higher. That man's in a tier of his own. I'll be excited to see Luffy's hockey uh, to see it grow to that extent. Then let's take advantage of their slumber and get the heck out of here. Gah, ba, 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 ba. Hey, I like the sound of that. Let's get going, boys. Set sail to Elbath. Hurrah! We're going to Elbath. We are the Thousand Sun is there. Yep, yep, yep. We're going to Elbath. Woohoo! The strides go to Elbath. We're gonna meet Saul. We're gonna learn about the Void Sanctuary, and we might get a poneglyph. We shall see. That rhymed. Nice. Oh, there's Bonnie sleeping. Oh, I think that's she's with Kuma. Zoro, Usopp's crying. Giants. Oh, Luffy's drained after using Gear 5. Makes sense. Nami's taking care of him. Okay. What you said back there just doesn't sit right with me, says Sanji. Was this what you wanted, Vegapunk? Was it? You know you're talking to a corpse, right, Sanji? Like, Vegapunk's just not gonna respond. I couldn't hear everything, but you said some pretty outrageous stuff. He did say some outrageous stuff, but he's not alive to tell you what's up. Okay, 2 weeks ago, Egghead, there's an abnormality in the numbers from the power plant. Yes, I'm certain of it. Look at the change in the particle number density and neutron flux. The amount of energy expenditure on the Seraphim has been inching upward. If that's a mistake in our calculations, it's a grave one. Huh? Wait, those aren't the numbers we confirmed, are they? The response rate is rising, but the power plant remains stable. Those aren't the numbers we confirmed, are they? Yes, which means that this data represents evidence that someone has stolen some of the mother flame. All of the numbers regarding the power plant have been carefully manipulated to look normal, and the only one who could pull off such a feat is Vegapunk. Was it Lilith? She's evil. I'm sorry to say that we're the only three with airtight alibis. So from the get-go, they knew there was a traitor, and they knew for a fact that it wasn't going to Shaka, the Stella, or Pythagoras. And I guess that's why Shaka's she's mentioning this to these two specifically, because Shaka knows he's good, literally, and Pythagoras and Vegapunk are good. Okay, and the Stella. The amount of energy that was siphoned off is vast. That was siphoned off. So it was one of the remaining four then? Like Lilith. Just because she's evil doesn't mean she's a traitor. That's actually really funny how Lilith is like the only one alive, by the way. Like, Stella's out here suspecting Lilith. She's the only one alive. And that's why you want us to put our brains on stealth mode? Yes, if this experience is shared with punk records, then the culprit will know we're onto them. 1 week ago. So we've gone from 2 weeks ago to 1 week ago. Okay. Okay. 1 week ago. Oh dear, oh dear. I've identified the culprit. It's York. Wait, what? They already knew it was York. What? Stella and Shock are shocked. Okay, they already knew it was York. The information synced with punk records was all dummy memories. Even the video footage was faked from the camp snails along the infiltration route. But why? For what purpose? Also, forgive me, Lilith. I found evidence that the sea beast weapons were controlled as well. Traces of wiretapping white transponder signal users detected. I found it. Found it. I've successfully recovered the data of this long distance snail call. Oh. Dr. Vegapunk is studying the Void Sentry. Damn! They caught her in 4K, being a traitor. A transmission to Meijua. No wonder Cyberflow was coming to investigate so often. 6 days ago, okay, 1 day later. They say the kingdom of Lucia is gone. Or Lucia, I don't really know. I still don't know how. How did they say it in the anime? I should have paid attention to the pronunciation in the anime. I would assume Lucia. Unless it's Lucia. That they could do it in Japanese. Can't yeah, they can do Lucia. They can do Lucia. Okay, whatever. The details are unclear as of yet, but it can only be an omen. I feel like that pronunciation is one of those things that I figured out before, but then I forgot for some reason. Pythagoras, keep a close eye on wireless transmissions and underground reservoir levels. I will. Reservoir levels? Right, sea rises. The sea will be rising, right? Do you think it's related to the stolen Mother Flame? I do. She must have used the sea beast weapons to transport it to the government. If I may speak without evidence to back it up, I'm certain the world government is in possession of an ancient weapon. Uranus has to be, right? They've used the mother flame York gave them to activate it. We will see the grisly results soon enough. I know in my heart it is true, but I cannot go public with it. This is all my fault. I should have never have tried to isolate greed from the human mind. Damn. Isolating greed from the human mind is crazy. Do you think that we could apprehend York to keep her from causing more harm? No, it's already too late. Whatever York is after, it doesn't matter. Anyone who learns of the Void Sentry will be eliminated. By reckless, reckless, but I can't speak. By recklessly handing over the Mother Flame to them, York has demonstrated her potential value. We would never have done such a thing without thoroughly determining the purpose and safety of it first. There is still time for us to flee, Stella. Then it requires an escape ship, one that will evacuate all the residents of Egghead. It is too late for us, however. Secret orders have already gone out to various naval branches. They will hound us to the very ends of the earth, and to die anywhere else would be to die in vain. More importantly, Egghead has facilities and tools that O'Hara did not 22 years ago. I have the means to maximize the reach of my voice. I see. So Vagabond planned this entire death scenario, and Luffy popping up was fantastic for him. Was even better. It's like, yeah, sure, okay, okay. The closer I get, the darker it looms. Just what is the world government? Dang, that's a question. If I must die, it won't be for nothing. I'm sorry this had to happen to you. That's silly. We're both Vagabond too, you know. We're thinking the same thing. Oh heck yeah. The only question, Stella, is what death will accomplish. Indeed. Look at that freaking head, though. That's crazy. There is one other thing we cannot afford to lose. The cloud plant that produces island clouds. So wait, Shaka knew the entire time that York was the traitor. Why did he react like that when she came up to him on the ground? Like, on the basement level. He reacted as if he didn't know it was York. Same thing with Stella, actually. Like, why did they react like that? Especially in the anime. The anime really exaggerated it. I feel like in the manga it would have been better. I feel like I'm being biased because of the way they portrayed it in the anime, which might have been a little inaccurate. There's only thing we cannot afford to lose the cloud plant that produces island clouds. Those clouds might be the foundation of humanity's survival after all. Ooh, good point. Good point. Huh? What's the Stella doing here? Ah, York. Just doing what I always do, giving the mother flame a little test run. If you can move this thing with it, it just might be the ideal energy source. Ah, good job lying to her. And that's what he was doing as well when Luffy arrived. Good job lying to her, Vegapunk. It's totally believable too. That's true. I hope you finish your experiment soon. I do too. But that it stays incomplete is my only hope. 2 days ago, okay? Go ahead. We're recording. Ahem, hello. So this is when he did the recording that eventually was announced to the entire world. Okay, check, check. Is this on? Hello out there. Come in, world. Ahem. I am Dr. Vegapunk, a humble genius scientist. They're going to be shocked by this. Oh, right, okay. This is the outside the announce after the announcement is over. They're going to be shocked by this, but it is the truth, and everyone has a right to know. No one will expect that the transponder signal is hidden within here, and now it's set up to transmit upon my death. Right, there you go. And to prevent anyone else from learning that we have arranged this little trick, I'll be erasing this event from our minds. Oh, so that's why they reacted like that in the basement. Because they forgot, they forgot that York was the traitor. That that makes sense actually, that they forgot all of it. Because Beckham erased it all. That's genius. I mean, he is a genius scientist. Yeah, that's why when Luffy and the others arrived. No, but Beckham was still with Ime when Luffy arrived. I guess that might have just been a coincidence that he was there and had nothing to do with his plan with the transponder still in the announcement for the entire world. No, but that's actually okay. But it explains why Stella and Shaka's actions in when Luffy arrived and when the shrines arrived doesn't match up with them knowing who the traitor is and the district that they've done. Like I don't feel like their actions fully match up. But with this information, now it makes a lot more sense. I recently this from our minds. However, this will come at the cost of many other memories, such as York's betrayal and theft of the Mother Flame, and the imminent threat to our lives. So they've forgotten about all this, and they've forgotten that their lives are at risk too, and everything. Yeah, it's a risky move, but it was the only way to get that message across. Okay, we will be startled anew by these things. Indeed, we will be frightened all over again. However, our plans will already have been laid, and the other disaster that awaits just around the corner, he, is none other than our ultimate triumph. Dang. So he's like, it's a secret plan, and even we won't be aware of it. But that's why we'll win in the end. Hmm? Why am I here? This is the memory mass testing lab. Wait, this is my handwriting. Good morning, gentlemen. You will find that within your memory there is now a void fortnight, but it was done of your own volition. There are many surprises in store for you. LOL. Why LOL? What is that translation? Isn't this the official translation? You cannot be having LOL in the official translation. I don't want to be buying my One Piece manga and reading LOL. Come on now. Huh? But I will leave you with one piece of information. One piece? The world government knows about your research into the Void Century. What? They do? But rest assured that you've already put together the perfect countermeasure before you hurl towards your glorious death. Death? Whose? Mine? And one more thing. Stella, Straw Hat, the Emperor of the Sea has. Wait, what? Stella, Straw Hat, the Emperor of the Sea has just landed here with Bonnie. What? CP6 has landed. What? We're surrounded by Navy battleships. What? It's Admiral Kizaru and Saint Saturn. What? Man, Megapunk went through a lot of shocks, huh? I want you to know, though we're going down to save Bonnie, I intend to remain down here. Down there. Huh? But you'll die, says Sanji. I don't want you to save me. Just leave me down there to perish. Huh? You got a death wish or something? No, he does. He literally does have a death wish. That's part of his plan. Certainly not. But I feel like my death might cause something to happen. Ah. So he doesn't actually want to die, but he just feels like his death is necessary. It sure will. A bunch of people will be upset. I can't just let you die. Pretty please? Please let me die. And one other thing. Hurrah! When it comes to the One Piece, what now? What's back up? I'm gonna say to Sanji. I want your crew to be the ones to get it. Ooh, the genius scientist is on their side. Okay, not on Chang's side. Okay, not on Buggy's side, not on Blackbeard's side, but especially not on Shank's side. He's on Luffy's side to get it. Okay, Vegapunk. I want you to be the ones to get it. This is especially interesting considering Vegapunk knows about. He's seen the Nika fruit and he's seen Luffy use it, and the whole speech he did during the announcement about who finds the One Piece first will change the world. He wants Luffy to be the one to change the world like that. Like we know what Vegapunk knows, and we know the implications of what Vegapunk means when he says that he wants his Triads to find the One Piece, because he knows the implications, and we've seen what he means in his announcement. So I want your kid to be able to get it. All right. A toast to reuniting with old friends. Now, later, little Luffy can't do it, but there's Dorian Broggy holding them up. Onward to Elbaf. Onward to my dream. Yeah, that's Usopp. Oh, I cannot wait. I hope Oda does Usopp justice in the Elbaf arc. Usopp deserves an arc like this, man. And I'm glad to see that it seems like even Oda knows that, okay, listen, Usopp's going to be important in this arc because you can see Usopp's being held up. You can see Usopp all happy. You can see he's all about his dream because he sees the giants are part of his dream, uh, or he sees them as brave warriors of the sea. So he wants to emulate that kind of that kind of aspect. Ga ba 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 ba. Ga 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 ga. And we're going to Albaf. Okay, so next arc is gonna be Albaf. We're escaping the friggin' Wi-Fi hockey set up by Ema. Took down basically the entirety of the Marine fleet. So the Albaf ship is getting away. So we're this arc's over now. Straight up, like this arc is done. We're probably gonna get like maybe one or two setup chapters before we actually get to Albaf. You know, we're gonna get to see some of my favorite parts of One Piece, by the way, which is the in between arcs, or like the parts where the crew is on the ship and we get to see like them interacting with the giants. It's gonna be some of my favorite One Piece chapters. I love these chapters. And then we actually get to Albaf, and oh, that's gonna be exciting. That I love every one of those arcs, like Zoe, where like we might not just have any villains. There might not be any conflict per se. Like we're probably just gonna get lore, right? Yeah, like a Zoe type arc, a really short arc that sets up Whole Cake and Wano in that case with Zoe. But this one might set up. Well, depending on if you get a poneglyph like we got a poneglyph in Zoe, we might not get a poneglyph, but it might set up the location of the last poneglyph so that we know the exact location. It might set up some interesting things. I'm excited. Honestly, I loved Egghead, but I'm even more excited now to see what's gonna happen after Egghead. This I think it's one of the last chapters. What chapter are we on? 1123. When did Egghead start? Which chapter? Egghead probably started like chapter. Didn't Egghead start all the way back in like chapter 1060? Yeah, so we've been on Egghead for like 60 chapters, right? Or something like that. Maybe a little earlier than 1060. I might have been a bit early. Maybe 1050? Now wasn't Luffy still fighting Kaido in 1050? I think it happened somewhere between 1050 and 1060. I think that's when Egghead started. Or maybe it started in the 1060s. I think we've been on Egghead for roughly 60 chapters, and it's about to end, which I think is a really, really good thing. That's great, actually. I expected Egghead to be around this length. Yeah, I was, or when we guys went through it, I was thinking, okay, Egghead, you know, if it's like I was thinking 40 chapters at the minimum, right? Likely, right? I don't really know what I was, what I predicted. I have to go back to my first Egghead videos all the way back 60 chapters ago, which is now 2 years ago. That's crazy that Egghead's been going on for this long, but also that, yeah, that I reacted, that I reacted to them 2 years ago. But if we're not going to Elbaf, it it depends on how long Elbaf is. How long was Zoark? I don't think the Zoark was longer than like 20 chapters, right? 23 chapters. It wouldn't have been that long. So I'm hoping you get the Saul lore in Elbaf. I'm hoping you get some nice Usopp moments in not Akab in Elbaf, yeah. Um, Maybe you get to see what happens to Kid on the way, because I mean we're already going there, and we know Kid is on the way. We know he was arriving on Elbaf when he got destroyed by Shanks. You might get to see the aftermath of the Kid pirates, right? I mean, they're done for now. I think they've lost the race to the One Piece at this point. They got humbled by Shanks. Shanks was like, nah, you guys aren't doing this. Uh, what's going on with Law remains to be seen, but I feel like even the way he screwed us to Blackbeard, I feel like it was a confident Blackbeard like shutdown. Like, all right, you don't belong on this race with us, with me and Shanks. Like, you don't belong here with us. And obviously Buggy's there too. So I feel like we might see Luffy hanging out with Kid on the way. We'll see what happens. That could be the conflict of Albaf, if there is gonna be any conflict. But I feel like I feel like at this point, Kid's chill, bro. He can be causing conflict with Luffy now. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if Luffy's gonna hang out with Kid, it's gonna be like a crocodile situation in Bell Down. I don't think they're gonna fight each other. It also wouldn't feel right after Shanks decimated Kid for Luffy to also fight Kid, and we know Luffy should be beating Kid in a 1v1 fight. So it's like it wouldn't feel that good either. For any remaining Kid fans to for some reason still exist. Nah, I shouldn't be doing it like that. But you know what I mean, right? Let in peace, bro. Nah, but alright, yo. Um yeah, that was this week's One Piece chapter. I don't know how long I've been recording this. I'm gonna end this here because it might actually hit an hour and be problematic for me. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching this reaction at least as much as I enjoyed reading this chapter. I will see you guys. Is there a chapter next week? I think there is. I think there is. 1124, right? There is a chapter next week. I'll see you guys next week. Maybe earlier this time where I read the chapter unofficially. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this as much as I enjoyed reading it. And alright, y'all. Peace.